In the heart of New York City, beneath the towering skyscrapers and the neon-lit glow of Times Square, a clandestine world thrived. Here, 5 legendary crime families held sway, their histories intertwined with the very fabric of the city. Bring your attention to the Colombo family, the heart of this story. Led by the underboss, John "Sonny" Franzese, the Colombos carved a niche within the criminal underworld. Their operations spanned from loan sharking to racketeering, and their influence was felt throughout the city. As we delve deeper into the life of Michael Franzese, you'll witness how the intricate dance of power and rivalry among these families left an indelible mark on the lives of those who moved within their shadows. The family matriarch, Cristina Capobianco, held her own within this intricate web of relationships. Cristina, the wife of Sonny, balanced the tumultuous life of her husband's criminal activities with the love and care she showered upon her children. She was the unwavering force that provided solace in times of strife. Sonny was not just a powerful figure in the criminal hierarchy. He was a loving father, determined to shield his son from the perils of their world. From a young age, Michael was immersed in the intricacies of their operations, the unwritten codes, and the expectations of the family. As Michael grew into adulthood, the seductive lure of the criminal world became increasingly difficult to resist. The streets whispered promises of easy money, power, and a life steeped in danger and opulence. A pivotal choice marked the turning point in his life, as he entered the ranks of the Colombo crime family, ultimately becoming a made man. In the criminal landscape, Michael orchestrated a variety of illicit activities. Notably, a gasoline bootlegging operation defrauded the government of millions in taxes by blending untaxed heating oil with gasoline. This scheme generated massive profits, estimated at $5 to $10 million in illegal income each week, forming the bedrock of the family's financial success. But this was just one facet of his criminal enterprises. A counterfeit money operation was also under his purview, pushing counterfeit bills into circulation, further swelling his influence and financial prowess within the criminal world. The world of organized crime was fraught with dangers and rivalries. Tensions often flared, and clashes with rival mob members were not uncommon. Rivalries with other mafia families, such as the Gambino and Bonanno families, added a layer of complexity to the ever-shifting landscape of power and control. Internal rivalries and betrayals within the Colombo crime family also added to the complexity and danger of his criminal pursuits. Amid the allure of power and wealth, Michael lived a life of extravagant luxury. His homes in exclusive neighborhoods were lavish. His collection of high-end vehicles ranged from the latest models to rare classics, and his nights were filled with indulgence at the finest restaurants, nightclubs, and entertainment venues. Designer clothing, opulent jewelry, and high-end accessories became his daily attire, while a team of personal bodyguards and security personnel protected him from the constant threats posed by rival mobsters and potential adversaries. Yet beneath the facade of luxury, a constant and ominous threat loomed: the relentless pursuit of law enforcement. The FBI and local police used every tool at their disposal, from undercover agents to wiretaps and surveillance, to build a case against him and his associates. Arrests became a recurring theme in Michael's life, each one marking a legal battle that tested the very foundations of his criminal empire. Despite the unrelenting pressure, he remained steadfast in his refusal to cooperate with law enforcement, unwaveringly adhering to the Mafia's code of silence, omerta. For the Franzese family, this was the day their world would be irrevocably changed. In the heart of the trial, John Jr. Franzese, the son of the formidable underboss of the Colombo crime family, took the stand and raised his right hand. He knew that his testimony would send shockwaves through the family, challenging the loyalty and bonds that had defined their lives. The prosecution's questions were relentless, probing into the intricate web of the Colombo crime family, a world where silence was golden and betrayals came at an immeasurable cost. Junior's voice wavered, but his resolve held. He began to reveal the family's inner workings, the criminal operations, and even the involvement of his own father, John "Sonny" Franzese. The courtroom was awash with emotions, a tumultuous sea of anger, shock, and disbelief. Sonny, the family's protector, watched from his seat, his face a mask of unreadable emotions. He had loved his son deeply, but in this world of shadows, a son's betrayal was a wound that might never heal. As the trial progressed, the city's media circus descended upon the courtroom, painting a vivid portrait of a family torn asunder by a son's choice. The world watched as the Colombo crime family's secrets were laid bare, and the consequences of Junior's actions rippled through their world and beyond. Michael found himself caught in the whirlwind of a family torn apart. The decision his younger brother, John Jr., had made to testify against their father, John Sr. Sonny, under the glaring spotlight of the trial, had sent shockwaves through their lives. The Franzese family was caught in the crossfire of Sonny's impending 50-year prison sentence, brought about by a pivotal trial that shook the entire world of organized crime. After his father, John "Sonny" Franzese, was imprisoned, Michael Franzese found himself in a position of greater responsibility within the Colombo crime family. The absence of his father, who had been the underboss, left a void in the family's hierarchy, and Michael's role expanded. He took on a more active and prominent role within the family's operations. His status as a caporegime, which he had held before his father's incarceration, became even more significant. As a caporegime, Michael was responsible for overseeing various criminal activities and a crew of associates. He had to maintain discipline within his crew and ensure that the family's interests were protected and advanced. With his father behind bars, Michael became a crucial link between the incarcerated senior members of the Colombo family and the operations on the outside. He was involved in decision-making processes, participated in the allocation of resources, and helped steer the family's criminal enterprises. Michael's role also involved forging alliances with other families, negotiating territory, and managing the various aspects of the Colombo family's criminal business. New York City's underworld was a place where loyalty ran deep, and trust was as scarce as a diamond in the rough. In this gritty landscape, Michael Franzese's crew was more than just a criminal unit. They were a tightly knit brotherhood. Each member brought their own unique skill set to the table. Big Tony Ricci loomed like a sentinel over the crew, a behemoth of a man with a reputation that struck fear into the hearts of debtors. When Big Tony came knocking, there was no escape, no avoiding the consequences of unpaid debts. Vinny, the Hand Martino, was a master of manipulation, his quick fingers and sharp mind making him the crew's gambling maestro. He orchestrated underground poker games, maintained the sports betting operations, and ensured the family's coffers swelled with ill-gotten gains. Frankie the Fixer Marino was the crew's diplomat. He possessed a gift for negotiation, a talent for smoothing over disputes, and a knack for maintaining vital relationships with rival families. In a world where blood could be spilled over mere words, Frankie's gift was a valuable one. Bobby Two Toes Santoro was the strategist. Al Silent Blade Rizzo was the crew's silent guardian. A master of discretion, he dealt with the procurement and distribution of illegal firearms. His silent efficiency ensured that the family was well armed and ready to defend their interests. Joey the Brain Romano was the crew's financial wizard. In a digital age, his computer skills allowed him to manage the family's finances with meticulous precision. He kept the books clean and the money flowing. The crew was more than just a band of criminals. They were a family within the larger crime family. They had grown up together, stood by each other through thick and thin, and shared the unique bonds forged in the crucible of loyalty. Under Michael's leadership, there was a delicate balance between authority and camaraderie. He maintained discipline within the crew, but he also fostered an atmosphere of mutual respect. This allowed them to operate seamlessly, anticipate one another's moves, and function as a well-coordinated unit in a world where missteps could be fatal. Michael Franzese's downfall came when he became the target of a federal investigation. In 1985, he was indicted on federal racketeering charges, which included allegations of his involvement in a gasoline bootlegging scheme, as well as other criminal activities. He was subsequently arrested and went to trial. During his trial, Franzese faced significant legal challenges, including the testimony of other mobsters turned government witnesses. Ultimately, in 1986, he was found guilty on multiple charges, including racketeering, and was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. While Michael was in prison, various members of the Colombo crime family, including his associates, would continue to operate and carry out criminal activities on behalf of the family. The Colombo crime family was a well-structured and organized criminal organization, and they had a hierarchy in place to ensure that the family's interests were maintained, even when key members like Franzese were incarcerated. Responsibilities for various aspects of the criminal operation, such as extortion, loan sharking, and illegal businesses, would be distributed among different crew members and captains, during Michael's time in prison. After his cooperation with the government, Michael Franzese did not enter the witness protection program, and he continued to live under his own identity. He went on to leave the life of organized crime behind and became an author, motivational speaker, and advocate for living a law-abiding life. His personal transformation and his efforts to share his experiences and discourage others from pursuing a life of crime have been notable aspects of his post-criminal life. Michael decided to reach people through a podcast of his own. Michael talks about the life as a made man in the Mafia world and his life after leaving the organization. He then goes on incorporating a podcast called Wise Guy Wisdom. In the glow of digital screens and the resonance of headphones, he emerged not only as a former mobster, but as a storyteller of profound wisdom.